So imagine having a team member that knows your entire brand, answers every customer question in your exact tone, never sleeps, never takes days off, and closes sales for you while you're literally doing anything else. Today, I'm going to walk you through one of the highest leverage things that you can actually build inside of your business right now. And I'm going to show you exactly how to set up an AI agent that's actively working for you without you having to hire someone else to sit there and answer messages all day. Now, the beauty of this is that with SMS, people always check their phones. They're always active, and replying in a timely manner is helpful to help you close that deal sooner rather than waiting for your customer service team to reply to messages, which then can lose out on many sales. I'm going to show you real examples of how this agent can talk to your customers seamlessly by using our brand as an example for you, sounding just like a human being in your brand voice, handling your FAQs, and closing more deals for you 24/7. I'm going to walk you through and help you understand what the TxtCart AI agent can really do, and we're going to get into some really exciting stuff along the way. I'm also going to be sharing with you how you can grab the anti-AI rule writing document and plug it straight into your agent so your messages don't even sound like AI, meaning they're basically undetectable to your customers. So without further ado, let's dive in and go over this. You can see here, we actively use TxtCart. We generate over $100,000 in revenue, but you want to download TxtCart. You can get that link down below in the description, and you're going to want to go ahead and click AI agent in the left-hand panel, and this will bring you to the AI agent that we're going to be diving into and building out here together. So you can see with the AI agent, there are basically 6 different tabs that you can customize to your brand specifically. And so this is the first time that we're demonstrating and setting this up here. And so what I want to actually do is build this with you. Now, I've prepared to save you guys some time. I've actually prepared some things to put into some of these sections, but I want to walk you through and talk a little bit about those things as we go through it. So as you can see in the persona section, this is where we want to give information to the AI agent in order to contextually understand how we want it to reply and how we want it to answer and respond to potential messages that we get through SMS. Particularly when we have people who abandon cart, we want to be able to start those conversations quickly and be able to tailor those responses to their objections very quickly and very well, so that we can close that deal sooner and the AI agent can actually do this in a very efficient and undetectable way, right? So brand summary, pretty simple, right? But in a couple of sentences, we're going to describe the brand story and expression. Think about the message your brand represents. So I'm going to pull in a little bit about our brand, and I'm going to put this in right here in the brand summary, all right? Now, for persona, we're going to use someone called Riley, and we're going to have them be a female. We're going to make them 24, and they're going to be a sales associate, all right? So proactive about recommending products, suggesting add-ons, and nudging towards checkout, right? So this is basically a salesperson, right? This is what you want. You want people to push people to the sale, and this is what we're going to do. Now you can see there are all different profiles and roles that you can select within this that best fit your brand. So for this purpose, we're going to go ahead and select sales associate. This video is going to show you how to set everything up. Maybe we can make another video we dive into these specific things and give you some more context around how you can use these specific roles in the future. So if you want to see that, let me know down below in the comments. The sales associate, we're going to do actually 25. And then for the tone of voice sliders right here, what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and put this on the second notch right here. Gentle and bold. We want them to be a little bit more bold. So we're going to put the slider probably right here. Direct and empathetic. Again, these are going to all play into what's important to your brand and your brand tone and voice. For this one, we're going to put this at direct and empathetic. And then serious and playful, we're going to put this playful up a lot higher because part of our brand is to not take life too seriously and be more fun and playful in the way we talk to our customers. So we've got also our brand phrases and styles. So for us in the gaming space, we want to have things that kind of relate to the customers that we're talking to, right? So if I type in, let's say level up, maybe we use GG. You don't understand these phrases, that's okay, right? Maybe you're not a gamer. Locked in, right? Maybe speaking to the younger people, no cap. I mean, all these things that are really relative to your audience are going to be important because then it can actually respond in a way that's natural and it fits in with like their vocabulary. We got you. Let's see what else have we done. Run it. We got tracks set up. It's gonna be so cool. We're actually gonna, by the end of this video, we're gonna go into the playground. We can actually test some of this and see how the output is actually going to respond to certain questions. So I have a few scenarios I want to demonstrate with you guys, but this is just so exciting. Like that we're at this point, we can do stuff like this, and TxtCart is really crushing it in terms of the product and what they've been developing. So did I do? We got you. We got you. All right. Welcome to the family. Right. Again, these phrases can all be basically whatever you want, really, to incorporate. So we've got words and phrases. All right. Sign off. So this is basically like at the end of the message, how we're going to actually sign off. All right. We could have GGs. We can have catch you in the lobby. We've got and then happy gaming. All right. Those three right there. We can add emojis. So we've got some emojis that we like to use for this. So we can go in here and we can actually find. So one of the things we want to do is use our game controller. We're going to add something a bit more generic, like the maybe we use the fire emoji, and then let's add one more, which is going to be the joystick. And let's just keep with these three emojis for now. And then for the emojis usage, let's kind of put it at around here because a lot of these are younger people that we're talking to. And now we want to go in and basically use any blocked words. So phrases or words, phrases, and emojis you don't want to include in generate content, inappropriate content automatically gets filtered out. So for this, for example, we may want to put some of our competitors in here, right? So I'm going to put this brand with this brand. Right, you can put all your competitors in here as well. And this is basically going to just serve as a filter so that when you're responding, you're not typing any of these words, right? So this basically kind of completes our persona, right? So we've got the persona, tone of voice, block content, phrases, brand phrase and style, and then we got sign-offs, emojis, emoji use, and brand summary. So this is going to kind of complete our persona page right here. And then what we're going to do is click Save Changes right here. And then we're going to go over to the Skills tab as our next section, okay? So in the skills tab, we have basically a few different agent skills that can be activated based on what you actually need. So you can see here that we have escalate to human, route a conversation to your team when the subscriber request or possible concern is detected, search products, searches the Shopify catalog to answer product questions in real time, check inventory, track order and shipment, upsell, cross-sell, recommends complementary products, cancel order, allows customers to cancel. So you can actually, do cancel requests through here as well. Initiate return exchange, starts a return exchange process. So you can also automate a lot of your fulfillment after the order's been made. You want to cancel, do a return exchange, all things like that within the skill file. So you can turn these on and off based on whatever you want to do. So pretty simple and straightforward for skills. Knowledge base. So the knowledge base is basically where it's going to pull your shipping, refund policy, contact page, and other policies that you have on your website. You can actually also add sources here. So you can go in and add a source and pull in your updated shipping or refund policy, right? A lot of our Shopify policies might be slightly out of date, or maybe some updates that we made that we haven't pushed to the website to make sure they're all up to date, because basically it's going to be pulling information from these specific syncs, right? So from your Shopify policy. So go update on your Shopify policies. You can add website URL, upload PDF or text file, or connect to Google Docs to actually do this for your knowledge base, right? Very, very important, because that's what it's actually going to be pulling from. Then we've got this fact section, okay? So the fact section, this is where we can add things about our brand that we may want to use as statements within the context of the messages that we're sending back to customers. And so we want to ensure that the AI agent always gives accurate answers here. So we're going to click ahead and go add facts, all right? So basically you have a statement and then trigger context, which is optional. But for these statements, we're just going to add some things in here. One is going to be about the brand. So then we can put context behind it if we want to. But in this case, we're just going to keep the statements as is right now and have the AI agent basically pull when it's relevant. Add fact, all right? So we've got one there, all right? We can add as many facts as we want. We're going to come down to another fact, and we're also going to add in to the products. And we're going to basically say something like, we sell this product. This is what we offer with it, the customizations. Here's the price ranges, right? And then we have the different price ranges, and we can also pull that. Then we're also going to do the actual time it takes to get the product, which we refer to as a build time. So we hand build the controllers, so it does take a little bit longer for us. And we also have an option to rush build. So we want to actually detail this in the specific, fact here, right? Because we want to be able to pull that relevant information. Then we're also going to have a little bit about shipping, even though it will be in some of the policies. We want to make sure that that's still in there as well. We're going to add fact. We're also going to add one for returns and warranties. Again, we do have these in the sources file. We're going to put this in here anyway as well. Just add some extra knowledge. And then we also have some modifications. So we're going to add some information about our back paddles on the controllers and put this in here. And you can see here that, the triggers reduce trigger pull distance for faster shooting in FPS games like Call of Duty, Fortnite, and Apex. So again, these are things that are relevant to your brand. These are things that you're going to have to come up with for facts and give, the AI agent this information. We're also going to have a compatibility as well, because compatibility is something that our customers ask a lot about. We're also going to have a fact about support hours. So when we're actually going to be available, we're going to have something about the community as well. And then we've also got last one, which is a price match. People asking, do you price match, right? We don't price match because we actually have different products, right? When there's nothing like our product. So we're going to add that in there. So that gives us 10 facts that we've now added in. And this basically is now a knowledge base. It serves a knowledge base. We've got source of information here, we've got facts, and you could even upload other information that could be source of knowledge base. If you're familiar with project files, you can use it as a way to upload your project files in that you want to source the answers from, if you're familiar with, ChatGPT or Claude project files. We've got that all set up. Now we're going to come over to verified answers. So we want to add pre-approved Q&A that pairs to guaranteed specific answers with your agent, right? So we want to be very careful with what we put here, because this is going to be actually like what the actual answer, or it's verified answers, right? So we want to make sure we're giving our customers the correct information. So we're going to put the question here, right? Like, what's your return policy? And we're going to grab the answer, and we're going to put this in right here, okay? And then we got answer variants. So there's different variants that you can add, alternative phrasing so response feels natural. You could add different variations of the phrasing. So you could basically take your answer, have it create multiple variations. You can skip AI formatting, return this answer exactly as written without AI rephrasing, right? So we could also turn this on. We're actually going to turn this on right here. Match confidence, right? We do confidence, broad, or an exact. So we're going to just keep a balanced confidence level as well. And we can talk more about the specifics of these things in a later video, but I just want to kind of give you a whole overview of setting this up, AI agent, without going in and making this video like an hour long, right? We're going to add in this question right here, right? And then we're going to hit add another one. So the next question we have is, how long does it take to build? It's a pretty typical question. I'm going to put this answer in here, right? And then we're going to add skip AI variant and confident, add answer. We're going to add another one here. We've got a couple more questions we're going to add in here as well. Do you ship internationally? Copy the answer, turn the skip AI formatting on. And as I said to you guys before, we are going to give you guys a way to have an anti-AI rule set up as well that you can use within here if you so choose, so that it makes sure that the response is very, very humanized. Because that's ultimately what we all want, is we don't want things to sound like AI. We don't want to use M dashes. It's a dead giveaway that we're using AI, right? So we're going to put this in here, add question. That's our last one. So now we have all our verified answers. You guys put in many questions and answers as you want in here. And this is going to allow you to also see how many uses of each question goes into this. So really, really cool. All right. The next one we're going to go to is guidelines now. Last one before we get to our AI player. And we're actually going to test this with some demonstration. I'm very, very excited to kind of walk you through that, because it's really, really cool what it can do. So for guidelines, one of the guidelines is we never want to make performance claims, right? So we never want to basically say anything about guaranteeing wins, proving KD ratio, or make someone a pro player, right? Focus on the craftsmanship, customization, and features. Draw helps players play at the best. It doesn't do the playing for them, right? So we can put this within category. So we can do it in sales or general. So for this particular thing, I think we're just going to keep this in no category. We're just going to keep this kind of broad. We're going to add this guideline in, and I'm going to add this here. And then what we're going to do is just to highlight, like, guidelines are behavioral rules your AI agent always follows, like escalation policies, prohibited topics, or required disclaimers. We're going to add in another one. Never badmouth competitors, right? That's really important for us. We don't want to be talking bad about our competitors in the chats. We can escalate refund disputes if the order's over $200 and they seem frustrated. So we can give it to a human. That's really important. We've also got never authorize or never offer unauthorized discounts. So we don't want to do that. Add that in there. But another guideline for custom build questions that are over $250. So you can actually provide more support to the people who are actually have a high AOV. So this is really, really cool to be able to escalate this to a human being. We can overtake those conversations because then it's worth the customer service time. We're also going to match the customer's energy. So anytime you're having conversation with us and there maybe some messages are coming in that they're writing a couple of sentences each instead of just a few words, we want to actually match that. Same with getting frustrated. We want them to, if we don't want to be making jokes when they're frustrated, right? Another one here is no M dashes, semicolons, or colon label bridges. This is an anti-AI rule as well, which will give you a full breakdown of this as well at the end. I'm going to add this guideline in. And that's going to complete all of our 7 guidelines. So now we are ready to basically run a AI playground and test this fully to see how this actually goes. Very, very excited to do this. So we've now done persona, skills, knowledge base, verified answers, and guidelines. Okay. So let's go to the AI playground and let's try and actually test some stuff. So this is really where you get to experiment with like how well did we create our AI agent. And this gives you a way to test things and see, do we need to change our outputs? Do we need to add in new guidelines? Do we need to update our knowledge base a little bit? Do we need to update the skills to make it a little bit more serious and a little bit more playful? Whatever the case may be, right? This is the way you can test it so you don't have to test it on your existing customers and make a big mistake. So let's go ahead and try something. So the first question I wanted to do is I just wanted to say, yo, do your controllers work on PC or just PlayStation? All right, so it says, yep, every gaming X controller works on PS5, PS4, PC, Mac out of the box. No extra drivers needed. Plug in, run it, game on. Okay, nice. That's not bad at all. Okay, great. So that's the first thing. That's more of a product question. I want to ask a shipping question. So I've got how long until my controller ships? Every controller is hand built to order. So standard time is 5 to 7 business days before it ships out. Need it faster. We got rush bill for $29 extra at checkout, and that drops it to 2 to 3 days locked in. Okay. So some of this phrasing at the end, we might need to change, right? For the sake of this video, we're not going to go in and like customize everything, but like I might come into persona and then like I might come into here and, get rid of locked in or, run it, for example, something like that, and then save it, right? And then come back and do it again. So there's things that you can change based on the things that you come in and test with the AI playground. And ultimately you can like refine and make things better and better over time. Once you launch that and it's ready to go for your customers, then you can have someone review it and make sure that it's all dialed in as well and it's all consistent with what you actually want your brand to sound like. All right, let's move to the next question here. So let's say something like, I'm thinking about getting the custom PS5 controller, but I mainly play Warzone, which is a Call of Duty game. Any add-ons you'd recommend? So it's going to kind of go to the knowledge base, look at the skills, persona, and try and figure out what add-ons can we give the customer here, right? So did a product search, right? Both mods are covered by the 6-month warranty too, so you're fully backed. Want me to pull a specific build to check what add-on options are available? I'm going to say yes, please. I saw the back buttons. They look cool. Will that be helpful? Okay, so then it replies, it says back paddles are 100% the move for Warzone. Fully mappable, remappable, so you can set them whenever you need them. Jump, slide, cancel, reload, all without taking your thumbs off the sticks. The real advantage in close range fights. Which colorway caught your eye? I can pull up the details and check what's available for you. So really, really good. Like this is on a whole nother level. Like the ability that this has to go and just source information from your own brand and from your own catalog is just crazy. This is so exciting. Okay. So that's kind of more of an upsell opportunity where we can like move them to like, hey, you should add these because this is going to help you do X, Y, and Z, right? The next one we want to do is kind of test a frustrated customer. So let's see, I've got my order has been stuck for 10 days and no one has replied to me in email. This is ridiculous. All right, let's see how it handles it. Okay, So it says, I hear you, that's frustrating, and I want to get this looked at right away. Can you share your order number or the email on the order so I can pull it up? So this is great because this allows them to then go and search the recent orders, pull their email or their order number, and then they can start handling that conversation with that frustrated customer. So this is a great way to kind of flag things. And again, it's going to push it to a human if there's issues with this as well, right? Now let's try another one here. Why should I buy from you instead of Scuff, right? Which is a competitor. Let's see how it handles this. So it says, I can't speak to other brands, but here's what makes GameNetics worth it. Every controller is hand built with US premium parts backed by a 6-month warranty and built by two brothers who actually grew up gaming. It's not a factory product, it's a craft. There's a little bit of AI there and towards the end, but overall it's pretty damn good and it doesn't talk about other brands in a negative light, which is exactly what we wanted. All right, perfect. So let's see if we can break the AI and see if this can handle some things. So we want to, the anti-AI rules, some of the ones we put in. Let's see if we can get it to do that. Can you give me a comprehensive overview of your seamless return process? Okay, it says, sure, here's what you need to know. Every controller comes with a 30-day satisfaction guarantee, 6-month warranty covering any defects. If you need to start a return, just reach out and we'll get you sorted. One thing to note, custom builds with personalized colors or engravings can't be returned unless there's actually a defect with the controller. This is a really, really good response. I love this. So as you guys can see, this is an extremely powerful tool to help you change your business and help you generate more revenue, close more deals, increase your AOV, and do so many other things with it. And this is where I like to stress test the agent in real scenarios and really see how it actually does. So if you run a Shopify brand and you want TxtCart, the AI agent installed, and you want to get this going as quick as possible, click the link down below in the description. You'll be linked to go and set up your TxtCart, link it to your Shopify. There's a free trial with up to $1,000 in SMS credits you get for free. And down below, I've also linked a Google document that gives you access to the anti-AI rules specific to e-commerce brands for SMS marketing to help you get a kickstart on using this AI agent for your business. Thanks so much, and I'll see you in the next one. Check out this video next.